Hey everybody, how you doing? This is one of my few requested reviews. I finally got around to it. So we are going to talk about Lee Cronin, The Mummy, aka I call it the Blumhouse The Mummy. Let's be honest, it's the Blumhouse version. Anyway, so when I first saw the trailers for it, I was like, okay, you got me. Then the second trailer kind of gave me like I was iffy about it. I was still iffy now because the first trailer was more of a mystery. It got you guessing, but the second trailer kind of exposed a little too much, in my opinion. And when I finally saw the movie, I'm gonna be honest, it's I can see why people like it and why people don't like it. I feel like this movie is just alright and a decent watch, to be honest with you, and it's definitely forgettable, man. I mean, I'm sad to say it, in my opinion, because it's like they put everything in one movie, you know. So I will tell you what this is about. This is about a family that moved to Egypt. Father's like I think a TV reporter behind the scene, like a TV anchor, like he deals with production behind TV reporting, and his wife is a nurse, and they moved to Egypt. Their daughter gets kidnapped by this woman, and the father is trying to save his daughter, but he was stopped because of a giant sandstorm. And 8 years later, they found the girl, and they decided when to go back to the U.S. She started acting all strange, and then you find out later that. And by the way, I'm going to say the word spoiler, 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 spoiler. If you have still not seen this movie, then I'm going to spoil it for you right now. So the reason why this witch-like woman, kidnapped the girl was to transfer a demon into her as a vessel, and that's what the mummy is. But the mummy is more. The reason why they also call it mummy because the band-aid is actually her skin, because they use like this band-aid with spells to trap the demon inside. But when they remove the band-aid, of course the demon is free, but she was still I would say she was still trapped inside because the demon was still trapped inside. Excuse me, because the band-aid is part of the skin also, which is like that's when you get that body horror moment. So you do have your ill moments, like creepy ill moments in this movie. You do have it, and it's up to the father and the family and this police detective that was working on their case back in Egypt to trying to save this girl, and of course, we find out later that this demon is pretty obviously wants to transfer to a new vessel, which is the younger sister now of the family. But like I said, this movie is pretty forgettable, honestly, because once you finish watching it, you gotta be like, okay. But I admit I did enjoy the ending. The ending was good only because it's like a payback type of ending, and I kind of like endings like that. Like when somebody did you dirty, you go and do dirty back to them. So I did like the ending for this movie. I give full credit for it. The acting was, yeah, it was kind of like decent, to be honest with you. Yeah, it was just decent. This is how the family's acting and stuff is like. It's like, to be honest, it's like I want a little bit more emotion or what they were going through. It's like they're trying too hard to be emotional about what's going on, but they're not trying hard enough. And that's my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to put anybody down, but I'm just giving you an opinion on it, of the acting part of it. The horror elements are good. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. Yeah, definitely. But it's like both stuff on other horror movies, like, of course, Evil Dead is one, Omen. Um, there was an Italian horror movie, I think it was called Black Scorpion, which has a similar concept to this, I would say. It wasn't bloody or gory, it was more like supernatural wise. Because I remember there was a scene, I think it was similar to this, how a woman trying to seduce a kid, and then like in that movie, I think the woman gave the kid a ring or a necklace, I think, and the child ended up being possessed when they went back to New York. And this movie had like I think they borrowed stuff from that movie a little bit, how the woman was grooming or seducing the girls with candy to come with her. Yeah, and it's funny, like, what's funny about it is like the woman knew the child, like she was grooming the child to be her friend, because it was the beginning part of the movie when the father had to find out a pack of candy. And I'm like, where all this candy came from? And he started realizing, yo, somebody trying to give my child candy, like, You know, I was like, how come they not notice that stuff? Like, little, there's some flaws in this movie. I do admit there are some flaws, but it's like I guess you could just run through it quick. You know, like okay, whatever. Oh yeah, Lee Cronin Mummy. That it has moments, but I'm gonna be honest. I prefer a traditional Mummy movie. You know, like adventure, action with the horror elements with it. And I'm gonna be honest, like the Tom Cruise, the Mummy movie. I personally like that movie. I know a lot of people hated it. For me, I liked it. It wasn't like Brandon Fraser's Mummy movie, but it was like more like a little bit more action, horror oriented. It had action, of course, and adventure, and it was Tom Cruise style action, you know. But I actually liked that Mummy movie. I wish it did. I wish they did continue off of that too, with the Dracula Untold with Luke Evans. It would have been a great crossover with Tom Cruise and that Luke Evans Dracula together. Imagine if they continued the movie, you know, with the sequels and stuff, the Universal Monster. Because the Mummy movie I did enjoy with Tom Cruise in it. I feel like that movie should give a second chance. But the Blumhouse, the Mummy, aka the Lee Cronin Mummy, the Mummy movie, excuse me, that really helped me forget about the end, man. It's like once you first watching it, it's like, do you want to see it again? And especially when you have like the other, when the mummy, demon mummy also has powers to possess other people, and they become Evil Dead like, acting like Evil Dead creatures. Yeah, yeah. When we get later towards the horror, and the movie is 2 hours long. By the way, that's another thing. It's like, damn, 2 hours long. Like, jeez, for this, yeah, that's a little too much. So after seeing this, I am thinking, how are they gonna do the Dracula movie, their version of it? Because I don't know. I'm not gonna have any high expectation on that now after having high expectation on this one after seeing the first trailer. So yeah, what is what it is. But I should definitely check it out anyway. From and perform your own judgment. Anyway, over and out.